Hello everyone, and welcome or welcome back to Gander Gardening with Dawn. Today is October the 7th, and it is very hard to believe because it is so lovely here today. It's already 20 degrees and it isn't lunchtime yet, and it's going up to 25 and feeling like 29 this afternoon. If you still are using Fahrenheit, that would be in the high 70s, feeling like the mid 80s. So yeah, that's pretty nice. And it's a day that's just too good to stay inside. So I'm outside and I'm trying to find a few jobs, which is not that difficult, of course. And I just wanted to share with you how some of the things are still looking fantastic, even though we are now at the end of the first week of October. So, and please excuse the construction because this is such a gift of a day in October that so many people are out trying to do so many things to take advantage of this lovely weather. And I am one of those people. I am out in the garden today, and I just thought that I would show you some of the things that I am doing outside. So today, if that is something that interests you, please stick around and watch. And I would be so grateful if you did. Thank you. Here in these containers that are close to our front door, everything is still looking pretty great. The begonias, the million bells, the lobelia, the ageratum, and of course, the nasturtium. The annuals in this container, in my favorite seeding area, are really holding up well. Here we have some common white bacopa, some dark blue lobelia, and a geranium that does have a bud on it. And this is a really beautiful geranium. It had kind of apricot flowers. So I'm going to, when it gets a little bit colder, I'm going to cut that one back, pull it out of this container, cut the roots back a little, clean them up, repot it, and I'm hoping to be able to save that one over the winter. The main front flower bed is doing really well. Everything is holding on better than I really expected. And certainly the hydrangea and the phlox and some of these annual begonias. Obviously, this hosta knows what time of year it is and will soon need to be cut back before it gets really mushy. These annual begonias and certainly these perennial geranium are holding up really well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how things are looking. And I'm leaving these echinacea. I have some tall echinacea and I have some very short echinacea. And I'm leaving these to dry for the seed heads to stay over the winter and hopefully be some food for birds. Here in this side bed, these David phlox are still holding on, although they are starting to fade, but the pollinators still seem to be enjoying them. And these gorgeous light apricot snapdragons are just amazing for October. These guys I planted by seed, I think it was in February, put them outside in I think the first week of May, if not earlier, and they started blooming pretty early in the summer and they're still blooming. Highly recommend tall snapdragons for this climate. We have a starfire phlox, more David phlox, this little grouping of cosmos, which if you've seen any of my videos, I've shown you before because they're just so fun, so pretty, the color. And yeah, I tried to save some seed from these. Don't know if they'll come true, but I'm going to give it a try. And here is some of one of my favorites. This is Crimson Better Nicotiana. some more of the same light salmon snapdragon. And a little further up, we have some annual bee balm that came as quite a surprise to me. I wasn't sure that I liked these, but once they started going, they kept going, and they make excellent filler flowers in bouquets, and they last really long and smell great. Annual begonias, geraniums, and lobelia. Boy, they continue to pump out the color right into October and sometimes November. Is this hanging basket. And again, just simply one begonia and some Silver Falls dichondra that I grew from seed. And this year I'm going to try to save seed and see if I can grow some of the Silver Falls from my own kept seed. That way they should even be stronger for this environment. This hanging basket, planted the same as the one in the full sunlight right now, also doing well. And the Silver Falls dichondra, looking fantastic. This is my shade garden in my backyard, and the hostas here are still holding on because it's a much gentler light back here. As you can see, it's in shade right now, even though we're getting closer to noon now. And it does get some direct sun, probably about 3 to 4 hours in the afternoon. That'll be happening. It's starting to creep into the garden, as you can see on this side. But I cleaned up this flower bed recently, put some fresh mulch on it, and really happy about it. But I wanted to point out the lobelia. This is just common, everyday annual lobelia, and I always buy some and use in my gardens, especially here in this shade bed, because it will keep blooming and keep blooming until the frost takes it. There's some back there by the base of the tree, and it just gives such a pretty soft blue throughout the whole summer and fall. So annual lobelia, definitely worth the price to get some in the spring and enjoy it for months and months. If you enjoy a very delicate climber, perhaps you should try to grow some of this purple bell vine. It isn't aggressive at all, but it grows up in a very gentle, kind of romantic way, and it blooms and blooms and blooms. It isn't the type of plant that will attract a lot of notice, but I really like it, and I love to have a few every year in my garden. This Annabelle hydrangea is looking a little worse for wear, and actually I've already cut a whole bunch of this to use in my window box out front, and I'll show you how that turned out in a little bit. Lots of secondary blooms from the foxgloves all over. This one is Camelot White, and I cut back the main flowering stem once it blooms, and more often than not, the foxglove will send up some secondary blooms, and I'm happy to have them in my garden. This is a container of Horizon Blue Azuratum. Some people call it floss flower, and I can't recommend this highly enough as a cut flower. And I cut all of the decent sized blooms from this plant at the same time as I cut all the dahlias about, well, a little over a week ago, I think. And look at them coming back. There's also a timeless mix in this same pot of the Azuratum, and you can see though they're shorter, but I highly recommend, and I do prefer, the Horizon Blue or Blue Horizon, one of those, Azuratum. So earlier today, I took some of the Annabelle hydrangeas and also some of the paniculata hydrangeas from my garden, and I cut back a lot of the sort of messy looking annuals that were in this window box, and I watered the soil, and I tucked the hydrangeas into the soil. I did leave some of the annuals, like this begonia right here, because the color suited the autumn theme. And I also left some of the foliage plants because, again, I thought that they looked nice right where they were. So I just tucked in these stems in the damp soil. And I find that that works really well. And if I get the timing just right, they'll last for a really long time. So I'm going to end it there today. Thank you for watching. If you stayed around for all of this, and let me know, what task are you doing in your garden?